In this video, we'll cover how to use dashboard basic functions. We are assuming that the deployment has been successfully updated and you are able to access both of your web URL and the API URL. To create your dashboard views, you first need to feed in your plant and station information through the API URL. To do this, you'll require Postman or another similar application where you can send the HTTP request. First, to make sure your controllers are working fine, go to your API URL /API/plant and perform a GET request. You should receive a 200 OK message. Now to feed in your plant information, you need to select Post, go to the same URL, that is your base URL, API/plant, select body, raw and JSON. These settings will be same throughout all the examples. The only thing that changed in the address is the last controller section. Dashboard supports 5 different controllers, which we'll get to one by one. Now you can find the post syntax on the API guide uploaded on the support website. You can provide an array of assembly lines which can contain an array of stations and buffers. The key thing to remember here is everything is tied to the IDs. If you are using similar IDs, you can run into various issues. You will either overwrite the data or get error messages saying that you're using same stations across different IDs. Once you have created your data according to the syntax, you need to hit send and verify the message at the bottom. Here I have created 23 new records and the plant was successfully updated. This concludes our plant controller operations. Now to organize how you want to see these assembly lines, you need to do a post request to the dashboard view controller. The address will be your base URL /API/dashboard view. Refer to the correct syntax and formulate your data accordingly. You are not required to include all the stations on your assembly line. If you still have a very big view list, then we suggest you use this smaller symbol version, which is also documented in the user guide. Once I hit send, I should be able to refresh my website, go to dashboard and access the view. Here I have named the view as YouTube example. For now, please select dashboard type as plant structure current and color code type is as station status. Hit OK and this is how my view looks right now. You can see that the buffer is highlighted differently than the normal stations. Some of the stations have a description while others not. If you use the smaller version, the station description will not be shown. Now you can start feeding in your EVIR information onto the stations. To do so, you can send a post request through the postman. You'll need to provide the station ID, a unique unit serial number, and a transaction type. For now, I'm signing on a unit on the station and the transaction was accepted successfully. Now if I refresh the website, you can see that on the station there's a unit that has been signed on. You can also notice the legend below, which is calculating the cycle time for every unit. The boundaries for this can be changed from the setting, making it customizable for different users. To sign off a unit, you need to provide the same station ID, same unit serial number, but a different transaction type. And this should change here, where you can see the unit was signed off. The runtime was calculated, and since it was below 50% over cycle, it's still green. Now, you can also select plant structure history or plant structure replay. Let's go to the history first. The color code type here are only 3 out of 4, and you can select different dates. Since I just created dashboard view, I only have one day in the drop down. Here in the history tab, you'll see how many units were signed on and off. You'll only see the units that have been signed off. And I signed off a unit that was on time. If you have more than one unit, the maximum unit number will be selected for the color coding. For example, if you have 4 units that were not on time and one was on time, the station would be colored red. For buffers, you'll see the minimum and maximum number of units that were signed on in the buffer. As of now, I did not sign on any unit. To use different color code types, you need to sign on.